but I've still got on a tank because it is hot and I've got a bunch of work ahead of me today. As you can see, I've got a lot of apples. Those of you who've been sticking around and following along on all my crazy journeys here at the farm are probably wondering, where did those apples come from? I thought you already did your apple harvest this year, and what's going on? So my cousin called me up one day and said, hey, we have had an abundance of apples. Her husband, who's an agronomist, knew what to do to keep those Japanese beetles away off of their orchard. And so they had multiple apple trees, but this one in particular made some very beautiful apples. However, some of them had fallen onto the ground and, you know, bugs are starting to get in there or they cracked open. And so these are kind of the seconds. And some of them are not. I mean, some of them, you know, there's been a little bit of pest control, pressure and, you know, bruising and maybe a bite or two from a grandkid. You know how that goes. But anyway, she had already worked through the apples that she wanted and she said, would you like some? And I said, sure, I'd love some for fresh eating. And then I stopped by. She's like, I've gone to shower, go help yourself. Your box is, you know, here or there. And so in the back of her buggy was this huge box. And I come waddling out to my husband and he goes, I thought you were just getting a few apples. I said, well, I guess we've got a project ahead. Well, I have a project ahead. By the way, welcome. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Angela. I'm the Inquisitive Farm Wife. I call myself that because I love to learn new things, and you never really know what kind of thing that we're going to get ourselves into, whether it's a project. I love to do lots of canning. Food preservation is huge to me. I do not like food waste. I use what I can for my family and the rest will go to the animals or some other creative way. I do occasionally like to do some crafting. Recently, it's all kind of been with the stuff that I sell. Oh yeah, by the way, I go to farmers markets and craft shows, and I have my very own farm stand. I keep telling you, well, I'm going to get a web page, but I have my web page, but I don't have anything for sale online yet. One of these days, maybe I'll find some time to do that. I like making soap. I freeze dry, I can, I ferment, I do all the food preservation. I love to cook and bring you in the kitchen with me. We go out to the garden, we take care of the animals, all sorts of fun, creative things. So if you are new and any of that sounds interesting, make sure that you go ahead and put that subscribe button, ring that bell so you don't miss out on what crazy video I might do next. Today is everything apples. I'm really not sure what I want to do with these. I'm kind of thinking freeze drying because with my apple harvest, I turn that all into apple butter. So I've got plenty of that for myself and to put out and stock the shelves out in the farm stand. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this. I'm pretty sure I have enough apple pie filling also. You know, I might make some apple pie jam. Who knows what I might do? I might just freeze some apples to have for fresh projects that come along. I like to make cobblers. I have, you know, in the past I've frozen up some cobblers and had those ready. I really don't know yet. I'm not sure. I need to check my shelves and see if I need applesauce, apple juice. There's so many things that we can do. And if we don't get to them in today's video, I do have other videos in the past where I've done everything apple. So we'll just see. And what I've got myself here is my biggest, largest can. Let's just put this up to my head for reference. It's huge, friends. I have no idea how big it is. I bought it off of Amazon. I actually have 2 of them, and they came as a set, and I didn't realize they were going to be quite this big. But I did not return it because I was not about to let this get out of my hands in my kitchen. I'd been used to working with bowls about this size. So what I've got here is, I think I'm going to have this as like my big bowl. Usually I put this on the couch beside me and I'll fill it full of water and some lemon juice, and then I'll have like a scrap bucket. Because of course, you know, anything I don't use or any bad spots I cut out or those cores or any of that, they're gonna go into one of these, and that's gonna go to the chickens. Maybe I'll even give some of the skins to some of the goats or the cows, just as a fun treat for them too. But my chickens love it best. I'm gonna grab myself a peeler and a knife, not sure what all I'm gonna need, and I'm gonna grab a couple of bowls. One of them I'm gonna put water and some lemon juice in, and the other one's gonna be for scrap. And I'm gonna sit on the couch while I babysit my grandson. I'm gonna watch some of my favorite YouTube channels, and I'm gonna get to work to this. And while I start peeling and coring these apples, I am going to think about what all I want to do with it. And it kind of depends on how much it is. And what I'll probably do is fill this up, dump it in here, fill it up and dump it in here. And then that way I'll just kind of see how much I have, and we'll see if we'll just freeze dry or if we'll do something different with it. But I will tell you that freeze-dried apple pieces are one of my favorite treats. They don't need any sugar, they don't need anything but what nature gives them, and they are just crunchy and delicious. And when you freeze dry them, you can turn them into those apple pies, apple jams, apple cobblers, apple anything. It's really good to add them to salads. I like to put them in stuffings. There's so many things that you can do with them. I do still like to dehydrate them, but honestly, freeze drying is my favorite. And because I'm not using it for anything else right now, that's gonna be my main focus today. So I'll bring you back when I make a decision. For now, I'm gonna go hang out with the baby. Oh, hey, and if you're wondering why I'm not using like an apple peeler, core, or slicer machine, it's because, like I said, these are seconds. I'm gonna have to work them over. They're bumpy, they're lumpy, they've got issues. So we're just gonna have to do it by hand. No special gadgets this time. Hey friends, I did it, I worked through it. I ended up using both of these big bowls, and out of that big box, I didn't have a lot of waste. There was just a couple of apples that were too far gone, or, you know, I had to take big chunks out of, but not much at all. So I ended up with a lot of apples, and these have been soaking in just lemon water. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. These are delicious scraps for the birdie birds. And then I'm gonna show you this cool tool that I got a long time ago. I have some different upstairs. A lot of people know the slap chop. So what I'm going to do is I can either make wedges or I can make these small squares. That's what I like using this one for, because some of them don't have the small square. There's even a little bowl that you can put underneath it. I'm just going to show you really quickly a sample of just a couple apples here. I'll put them in here, and you know, there we go. And I'll show you what they end up being. It's just so easy, so easy. And then now I have these apple dices. And I'm gonna probably dice up a bunch of this so that I can put it on the freeze dryer. I'm gonna maybe, depending on how much extra I have, I wanna make maybe some apple pie jam. May or may not bring you along for that. If I do, it might have to be without sound because tonight we have a football game. And then I might even take some and juice some apples, because I know I'm gonna get out my steam juicer and juice some of these, because I know that I'm gonna need apple juice to make apple pie jam if I do. So I will bring you along with either pictures or some video without audio. Maybe I'll talk over a voiceover. But anyway, I wanted to show you where I was and what step I was doing next. So don't go far. There's more. So all I'm doing here is I am chopping up these apples. I am just trying to figure out how many it's going to take to fill the tray. And I think I did 3 of these for every 2 trays. No, that doesn't quite seem right. I don't remember exactly, but I know that I filled the trays nice and full. So that's why I have a tray in the bottom, and then I dump it out into the bowl so I know how much I need to fill 2 trays. This first batch that I'm doing is just plain apples. I just love plain apples. But my sweet friend Renee over at Pike Creek Farm has purchased freeze-dried apples before, and she said her absolute favorite is with the cinnamon. And I did a few last year that way, but they had skins on them and they were different. And so this year I'm excited to just have these dices and go ahead and try a cinnamon version. No added sugar, just the cinnamon. So once all the apples were chopped on the trays, seasoned the way I wanted them to be, I went ahead and put them in the freeze dryer, which took, I believe, 2 or maybe even 3 days. There was a lot of moisture in these apples. They were super juicy at prime time to be doing this because the flavor is just going to be so intense and so wonderful after having been in the freeze dryer. So if you're tired and you just need a quick, simple, temporary solution, the best thing I have found is to take and put your product in a half-gallon jar, and then it will stay nice and dry and sealed. You can quickly just kind of chamber, or not chamber, but you can just quickly jar seal it with the jar sealer. And then if you want to put it in Mylar later or whatever you want to do with it, you certainly can. And I have found that this really works really well when you don't really know what you want to do or you don't have time, which is the situation I am in today. So I think I've got it to where I'm hoping I can get it all to fit in 1/2 gallon jar per tray, but that is not going to quite work, so that's okay. What I will do is I'll probably go ahead and get a quart-sized jar out too. Thankfully, I have plenty of those clean on hand that I can put those in. But I just thought I'd stop in real quick and show you what they look like. I don't know if you can hear that. See, they're fluffy and airy and so tasty. And if you're wondering, I do go ahead and put in a silica packet into each one before I seal it. I just use, let's see if these say 2 grams is what I have on hand that we're going to be using for today. And we are 2 days later, so it took that long to freeze dry them because I did not pre-freeze. And so I suggest to all of you, go ahead and get your pre-freezing in if you can, if you have the freezer space. I also wanted to notice that I'm leaving a little bit of room at the top. See, I didn't fill it completely to the top this time. You've seen me do that before. That's because I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this. And you don't necessarily need to do this, but it just makes me feel better about things. It's called conditioning. And so if you've ever dehydrated, you know that you have to come along every once in a while and just kind of shake it up. And I want the room in there to be able to do that if I choose. I hardly ever actually remember to do it, but I'm kind of hoping to, just to, that way you can kind of keep an eye and make sure it didn't get any moisture in it or anything. And it's a little added sense of security in my opinion. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to share with you what I did with the remaining of the apples. There is a lot of apples left, and I was starting to wear down. I was getting a little tired, so my brain had to think a little bit on what I wanted to do and how I wanted to deal with this. And I know I told you that freezer space is at a minimum, which it is, but I decided, okay, I'm either going to freeze dry these or I'm going to make something with them. But it was getting way too late in the night to be able to put together a jam or a pie filling or anything like that. But if you look behind me, I do have the steam canner going, and I did go ahead and get some apple juice because I am completely out of the apple pie jam, and I'm hoping to get to that. It may be closer to Thanksgiving or Christmas before that happens, and I am okay with that. So I went ahead and got my vacuum sucky bags, and I got out my chamber vacuum sealer, and I just put them in, I believe it was 4-cup measurements. because most of my recipes call for 3 to 4 cups of fruit. Some call for 5, so I'll be able to work through this. They're a nice rounded 4-cup measurement that I put in my bags, and I'm stacking them up and I'm sticking them in the freezer for when I have a little more time and a little more energy. Make sure you don't forget to put what you're putting in your bag, measurement, and the date, because you will forget. Friends, it is the next day, and I have a picture I didn't even think to bring you along until right this moment. I had, let's see, I believe it would have been 1 3/4 gallons of the juice that I got made last night during the game. So I previously, you'll see some clips of me working with the apples. I ended up putting, I believe it was 3, I think it was around 7 quarts. Yes, I think I put about 7 quarts of combined apples. So it was, yes, 3 of the cinnamon, and there was no sugar involved, just the cinnamon, and 3 of the regular apple chunks into the freeze dryer. And then I got 13 quarts of chunked apples for the freezer, and those are in the freezer. And then I got these 7 quarts of apple juice, and there's no sugar added to this. It's just plain apple juice, which I can use this later because I knew last night I was going to get too tired to make that apple pie jam. And it is about harvest season for us, as in harvest not for the garden, but as in harvest for the field. And I just know that I overdo too much all of the time, and I have way too many commitments going on. So I thought I have got to focus a little bit more here and just put those in the freezer. And the same thing with the juice. I could have worked on making that jam today, but I was like, no, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jar these up, and I'll label them no sugar so that I can use them for whatever recipe I want that doesn't have a bunch of sugar in it. Because if you go to make, say, apple jelly with fruit juice from the store, you absolutely can do that. I'm not telling you you can't. However, there's gonna be so much sugar in there that it's just gonna be overly sweet, in my opinion. So I like to can up a batch every year that has no sugar in it. And so that's what we're gonna do today. And I believe the processing time is around 10 minutes. Make sure you're checking your book. I forgot to do that before I turned on the camera, but I'll want to water bath. I'm gonna actually steam bath can these for the appropriate time, and then I'll have those on my shelf for future projects. So these apples that I was gifted, I didn't let them go to waste. I got a lot of product out of, I believe, what you would consider a bushel of apples. So I just wanted to finalize this video, kind of say goodbye and show you what I ended up doing, and kind of give you an end review, since we had to do a little bit of voiceover for that other part of the video. Guys, if you get blessed with an abundance of any kind of food, don't let it go to waste. Find a way to use it, no matter what you have. Freezer, dehydrator, freeze dryer, or a canner. So bye for now, friends. We'll see you next time, right here on the Inquisitive Farmwife.